Are you an individual that's dealing with kidney issues? And perhaps you've been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease and or failure, and maybe even you are now on dialysis. This story, which is really not a story, but this explanation that I'm about to give you, um, or depiction, if you will, is personal to me because I know someone presently who's on dialysis. I actually know a few people, but one person is my mother. Now, my mom is up in age, and there's an expression that we've all heard coming up. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And as you get older, you become more stubborn. I think it's sort of true. And of course, I think you know that uh, I love my mother. But I wish that my mother were never on dialysis because she's been having complications with the dialysis because the site where they uh, administer the needle and the IV, if you will, uh, they've been having complications with that for a couple weeks now. But anyway, do you have to have dialysis? Some people may not know what dialysis is. I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not going to try to break it down scientifically to you. I'm just going to simply say this. Dialysis is a process where a machine cleans your blood as opposed to your kidneys cleaning the blood that's in your body. Your kidneys are a filtration system that cleans and purifies your blood. That's the purpose of your kidneys. Now, when kidneys go bad, let me say this first of all. Let me dispel a myth, and it is indeed a myth. Your kidneys don't die. They never die. If someone tells you that your kidneys are dead, then they need to see a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Because if you have anything in your body that's dead, that means it's necrotic. That means it is rotting away. And then it's going to cause every aspect of your existence, your physical existence that is, to be permeated with cancer and or disease. So for your kidneys to be dead, it would mean that they are wasting away and they become necrotic, or they are in a state of necrosis, such as having gangrene in your toe. Your toe begins to turn black because there's no circulation there and so forth. It dies. So unless you chop that toe off or that foot off at the point where it's dying, it's going to spread throughout the rest of your body. So that squashes the idea that your kidneys die. What your kidneys are actually doing is they're in a state of low levels, or they're resting, so to speak. They're not performing to their optimal potential. And there's a reason why. I don't know how many times I have to say this to some of you that's been watching me for a while. They might be having similar issues or problems health wise. And some of you may be new to listening to me right now, but here goes. Every aspect of our physical existence is highly contributed as it relates to good health to what we eat. That's it. And what we don't eat. You are supposed to be putting natural, fresh, organic foods in your physical temple. And you're supposed to keep those things that are opposite of what I just said. Those things that are not real food, keep them out of your physical temple. This right here. So I really just answered the question why you have kidney problems. You have kidney problems for the same reason that you have heart problems. Poor diet. You have kidney problems for the same reason you have liver problems. Poor diet. You have kidney issues for the same reason that you may be obese. Poor diet. You have kidney problems and issues for the same reason that you have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, whatever else disease that you can imagine is equated to the diet that you consume on a regular basis. Now, I know there are isolated events, there are pre-existing situations, there are even some situations that people say that are hereditary that cause some of our illnesses and our ailments and our pains and our health issues and so forth. But let me tell you this. No family member can pass along obesity to another family member through genes. Just doesn't happen. No family member can pass along diabetes to another family member through genes. It just doesn't happen. No family member can pass along prostate cancer, breast cancer to another family member through genes. And we can go on and on and on and on. So, brother teacher, why do you say this? I say this for this reason. What you're passing on when you say, well, I inherited this from my mother, my grandmother, my father, my brother, or whatever, what you have inherited is the habits that they had that caused their condition in the first place. You have the same habits. That's why you have the condition and or disease that they have. That's the hereditary part. You can't pass cancer from one person to the next person through genes, and when they turn 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years old, all of a sudden I have high blood pressure. Oh, I got it from my great grandmother. No, you didn't. If your great grandmother was eating a poor diet, chances are you eating the same poor diet, and that's why you have high blood pressure. Same thing is true with heart problems. You have the heart problem because your dad had heart problems because your dad had a poor diet, and you have that same poor diet. Do you see how much sense this makes? What was he doing to cause his problem? And are you doing the same and or similar things and have the same problem that he had? So don't blame it on them passing it on to you. What they passed on was your observation, and you're picking up the same bad habits that they had. Now, if your father or mother was a chronic smoker, for example, and they died of lung cancer, now how smart does it sound to say that you have lung cancer or emphysema or some lung disease, whatever, because it was passed along to you when you know that you're smoking too? Put two and two together. So now, the kidneys, they are your primary filtration system of the poisons that's in your blood, in your body. It has to filter out through the through the kidneys and out in your urine. Let me say this. Water is your friend. It is the most important element in the human body, alongside food. You can go longer without food than you can without water. So, how much water should you drink, brother teacher? Well, it's a simple formula. You can look it up on your own, but I'm going to tell you just a very basic thing right here. When I worked in nursing, we used to have catheter bags. And when we had residents, we have to measure the amount of urine that they put out in a 24-hour period. Whatever they put out, they at least had to put that amount of water back into their body in the form of water and fluids. Okay? So, according to the medical associations, they state that the average human being, adult male and female, average, this fluctuates up and down a little bit, only you know you, but if you lose about 2 liters of water a day, you at the very least need to put 2 liters of water back into your body. It's real simple, huh? So if you want to put 2 liters back in your body, you don't sit and drink 2 liters of water at one sitting. You might have some health issues as a result of that. You want to drink your water throughout the day, okay? Until it's completely gone. Some in the morning, some at various intervals throughout the day, some before you go to bed, maybe a glass of water before you go to bed, about an hour before you go to bed, till your body gets accustomed to you drinking water. At first you might start urinating on a regular basis because you're not accustomed to it, but once your body knows that you're taking care of it now, and you're starting to drink water on a regular regimen, if you will, then it will normalize. Okay? Now, that's the first thing you need. Number one is water. The next thing that you need is natural, organic, fresh fruits and vegetables. Unadulterated. Unadulterated means not processed, not packaged with preservatives, not sprayed with glyphosate or Roundup on the farm. It must be certified organic as much as possible. And you must eat it on a regular daily basis. I know some of us are so accustomed to the American junk food diet, and we've gotten away from natural foods. It's going to take some getting used to developing a new habit. But once you acquire that new habit, you're going to love yourself even more, because you will be vibrant and much more healthy than you ever was on the junk food diet. And the junk food diet consists of virtually almost everything you see in the supermarket that's packaged, boxed, canned, and so forth. Preservatives, genetically modified, colors, additives, artificial flavors, enhancers, and all of these other things. They were never intended to be in the human body. But that's what happens with big industry. They want to sell products to us. We're the guinea pigs. And then the hospitals pick it up from there. And we shorten our lives by 10 and sometimes 20 years because of our poor dietary choices. So, how to heal your kidneys is the same way to heal every other organ in your body and to keep you healthy. It is to eat a proper diet of those things that are natural to your body and get rid of the processed foods, eliminate the cigarette smoking. And let me tell you something else. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. When we start to put medication in our bodies, pharmaceutical drugs, over the counter, aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, naproxen, medicine for indigestion and so forth, NyQuil, all of these chemicals that you're putting in your body, guess who they have to run into inside the body? Your liver and your kidneys. When you overtax your kidneys with these chemicals and these medications, they compromise the homeostasis or the balance of your body, its integrity and its organs. And when it's compromised, you have great inflammation. You have a disruption of the normal functioning of your kidneys, and not only your kidneys but all of your organs, ladies and gentlemen. So unless you are on some medication prescribed by your physician or your doctor that is integral, important to your existence, the things that you have control of that are drug related, get rid of it. because that's what's killing your kidneys. That is what's compromising the function of your kidneys. That's why your levels are so out of whack, because of medication. That is one of the number one causes of kidney failure, is pharmaceutical drugs, because it's not supposed to be there. Don't forget, your kidneys filter your blood. And when your kidneys cannot filter your blood the way it's supposed to, because of poor diet and pharmaceutical drugs, they begin to fail and become weakened. And then you need help in what they call dialysis. In other words, a machine is going to do it for your kidneys, when your kidneys had the ability to do it all alone, because that is how the powers that be, the almighty creator, made us. Our body takes care of itself without anything artificial, unless it's an absolute necessity, something that's beyond our control. But sometimes we just want to believe everything the doctor says is correct and true. But all we have to do is look in the mirror, look no further than ourselves, because we cause many of our own ills, even physically and mentally. So, proper diet, proper rest, water, fresh water, and of course you want to exercise as well. Stay healthy, stay positive in the mind, do things that are enriching to you, hang out with people that have a like mind of wanting to be positive and wanting to be healthy and doing healthy things, going for some nice walks, walking through the park, going on a boating or hiking adventure. Do something that keeps you active and alert and alive, and stop sitting down eating chips and dips, hamburgers and french fries and hot dogs, those things that are not real food, that are actually killing you. This was the hard truth, but it was the truth anyway. So, before I close, this might be hard for some of you meat eaters, but one of the worst enemies of your kidneys also is a high protein diet. I'm not talking about vegetables. Some people don't even know, but now you know, because I'm exposing it to you. Some people don't know the dark green vegetables contain protein. They think that meat is the only protein. Who told you that? Somebody lied to you. The industry, the food industry, lied to you. They're promoting meat as the only protein. Pork, chicken, fish, beef, and what have you. That's protein. We know that. That's animal protein. Do you know that that's the most difficult protein for your kidneys to process? And when people eat a lot of that, especially, you're going to have kidney failure. It's just a matter of time. That's all I had to say. And I hope that you heard what I had to say. And I hope that you take a page from this book that I'm giving to you right now. Because when you're lying on that dialysis table for 4 or 5 hours straight, every other day, having a machine do for your body what your body could have done for itself, had you taken care of it the way that you should have in the first place. Now, can your kidneys cure themselves? You're just going to have to go on a journey, my friend. You're going to have to do all of the things that I said early on in this video about eating the proper things. Once you change your diet to what nature says your diet is supposed to be, then your diet will change you back to who you used to be when you first left your mom's womb. That's it. And that's all. This is Brother Teacher. You know what I'm going to say. Yahweh loves you, and I truly do love you. So long.